Welcome, my dear students. The Portrait of a Lady by Khushwant Singh, Part 2. Are you ready? Good. So, we have already done introduction and summary part, and today I am going to start explanation line by line. You should be ready with your books or focus and concentrate on the lines given on the screen, because the whole text I have copied, though it is not in the same format as it is given in the book, but the lines are same. So hope you are ready. Let us begin. Chapter text and explanation. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. He wore a big turban and loose-fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old. He did not look the sort of person who would have a wife or children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. As for my grandmother, being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child. As you can see, a particular part of this paragraph is highlighted. So actually this is something a bit difficult for you, and that's why I have written the meaning in front of it. The thought was almost revolting means doubtful. My grandmother means the author's grandmother, Khushwant Singh's grandmother. She was also like the other old woman. She has wrinkled face, and since childhood the author has seen her with the same face, and that's why it was difficult for him to believe that she was also once young and pretty. There was a portrait of grandfather above the mantelpiece, in which he was wearing a big turban and loose-fitting clothes, and his whole chest was covered with his beard. He also looked like a very old person, 100 years old person, and it was difficult to believe that such person, such old person would have wife or children. It seemed like he is made only for grandchildren. Grandmother was beautiful. This thought was very doubtful for the author. She often told that as a child she also played various games, and this thought was also unbelievable for the author. That seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. Her face was a criss-cross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. No, we were certain she had always been as we had known her. old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. She hobbled about the house in a spotless white, with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop and the other telling the beads of her rosary. Her silver locks were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face, and her lips constantly moved in inaudible prayer. Yes, she was beautiful. So, if we say anything about her that she was not beautiful, it seemed quite absurd and undignified. That means not respectable on her part. And we, the author and others, they treated her stories about her childhood games like fables. The fables of prophets which she used to tell them. So, like that only, her childhood was a fable for small Khushwant. She looked short, fat, and because of old age, a bit bent also. On her face, there were wrinkles, crisscross, the whole body, and the author was sure that she had always been like this only, old, as much old that she could not be grown much older than this, and from the last 20 years she had been like that. So her physical appearance was not pretty, but she was beautiful because of her inner beauty. She was not able to walk properly. She hobbled, walked like lame. She walked here and there with one hand to support her balance, and the other she used to keep rosary, means prayer beads. She used to count them. Her hair was pure white, so silver lock is used here, and her hair were scattered on her pale face, wrinkled face, and on her lips there was continuous or inaudible prayer. And that was her beauty. She was beautiful. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains, an expanse of pure white serenity, a picture of a calm and peaceful character. This line in the beginning of the chapter I have already told. Breathing peace and contentment. So this was all for this period, this video. I will continue from the same page. I hope you have understood everything. So thank you. Watch my next video for the next part of this chapter. Thank you for watching part 2.